Noah's Ark, India's tale of Great Flood, of the Great Flood. Many years ago in India, there lived a good and holy king. His name was Manu, father of man. For in his heart he cared about everyone and everything in the whole world. Every day, Manu went to the river and offered the great god Vishnu a handful of water as a way of thanking him for looking after the world. People have forgotten to care for the earth. They had upset the balance of nature. Manu prayed for Vishnu to keep the world safe from harm. One day when Manu was offering water to Vishnu, he noticed a tiny fish swimming in the palms of his hands. Manu placed the fish back into the water. To his surprise, the fish spoke. "Will you leave me here to be eaten by a bigger fish?" said the fish. "Take me home." Manu felt sorry for the little fish. He took him home and placed him in a bowl. That night, Manu dreamed he heard the fish cry out for help. When he woke up the next morning, Manu discovered that the fish had grown too big for his bowl. "Help me," said the fish. "Would you leave me here to die?" Manu lifted the bowl and carried outside to the well. He dipped the fish into the well. He turned to leave, but the fish called out from the well, "Why would you put me in this tiny well? I need more room to swim." Manu peeked into the well. To his astonishment, the fish has grown again. Its large body pressed against the walls of the well, and its tail could barely move. Manu lifted the large fish into his arms and carried it to the river. With a flick of his tail, the fish vanished into the deep water. Breathing of sight, Manu returned home to his pleased to have helped a creature in need. But that night he dreamed that fish once again called out for help. The next morning, Manu woke and went to his window. There he saw the most incredible sight. The fish had become so enormous that the river seemed like a shallow stream, and the mountains behind looked like smaller hills. The fish's eyes were wide, and its fin flapped wildly, its mouth opened and closed, as though gasped for air.
As though gasping for air.
The fish thrashed about with such force that the ground shook.
Boom.
Manu wondered what to do. Out of compassion, he had rescue the fish, but the magical creature would not stop growing. With great difficulty, Manu guided the fish to the ocean. Once the fish was out of sight, Manu again breathed a sigh
of relief
and turned to leave.
That's when somebody goes, he wasn't breathing a sigh of relief.
At that moment, a voice boomed as through for the heavens above. It was the fish who said, I need you once more. When he heard this, Manu sat down in despair. He had in his hands with what more could he do to help the fish? Manu looked out at the ocean and gasped. The fish was now the size of a mountain, and gazing straight at him. When Manu looked into one of the fish's giant eyes, he saw his beloved Lord Vishnu lie on a separate bed. At last, he understood the fish was not really Vishnu. The fish was really Vishnu in the form of a fish. I am pleased with you, Vishnu said in a voice like thunder. In this form, I am known as
Messiah
because of your goodness.
Yeah,
I have come to answer your prayers to keep the world safe from harm. Soon there will be a terrible flood, and the world will be covered by water. I will send you a boat. Collect 2 of every living thing on the world, humans, animals, and plants. Bring them all into the boat. I'll also send you my great serpent. Use him as a rope to tie the boat to me. After saying this, Messiah swam away into the distance. Manu gathered all the people, animals, and plants through
and brought
them all into the boat. Soon the seas rolled and lightning flashed. The whole world was swallowed up in a raging storm. The waters rose and the boats floated away, tossed this away and that by huge waves. The people, pleased with Manu to bring them to safety. Don't be afraid, I will look after you, said Manu. But when he gazed at the stormy night, the sky had wondered if Messiah had
deserted
them. Suddenly, Messiah appeared in the distance like a sun rising from the ocean. The waters parted as he, huge and gracefully body, swung towards Manu's boat. Just as Messiah promised, a great serpent appeared. Messiah looked at Manu's eyes so large that they seemed to
extend
from the
churning
depths below to the moon above. In these great eyes, Manu saw all the planets and stars. Even most amazing was a tear
of gratitude that
fell
fell from one of
Messiah's beautiful eyes.
Manu wondered at the ways of the great God Vishnu.
Of gratitude that fell for many years. The gigantic fish towards the boat
towed the boat
through stormy waters. The winds blew and the waters crashed. But Manu and his
companions
remained safe aboard their boat. At last, the seas calmed, the darkness dissolved, and the sun rose. Fluffy white clouds floated in a blue sky. The waters gradually receded, and Manu's boat came to rest on a sandy shore. Manu led the people and animals from his boat into the dry land. At last they were safe. Manu remembered that day he forwarded Messiah a tiny fish. He found a tiny.
Manu remembered the day he found Messiah.
A tiny fish swimming in his palms at his hands. He thought of the great flood and of the years he had spent adrift in a long and terrible storm. Manu
kneeled down
by the water's edge. He took a handful of water into his palms and he raised them to the sky with a heart full of wonder and devotion. He offered it to the great God Vishnu. All right, the end.
Ta-da! You just read with the beautiful Darisha L. Bay. She's not an L yet, but I'm just saying Darisha. My beautiful daughter just read Manu's Ark, India's Tale of the Great Flood by Emma V. Moore. And we are the Moors. And peace to the gods.
Bye.